Hello, my name is Haley. Think about your class. What would happen if you didn't have a teacher? Things might get pretty crazy, right? Since Joshua died, the Israelites didn't have a leader. And when the Israelites didn't have a leader, they got into trouble.
Joshua had died. Without a strong leader, the Israelites began to disobey God and worship false gods. They forgot about the one true God. God was angry. He let an enemy king take over the Israelites, and they served the king for 8 years.
Then the Israelites remembered how good they had it when they loved and obeyed God. They cried out to him, "Save us!" God wanted the people to love and obey him, so God raised up Othniel to rule over them as the first judge.
Othniel led the Israelites into battle against the king of Aram, and God helped the Israelites win. The land was peaceful for 40 years. Then Othniel died. Again, Israel forgot about God. God gave the king of Moab power to attack the Israelites and defeat them. The Israelites served the king of Moab for 18 years. The Israelites were sad. They remembered how good they had it when they loved and obeyed God. They cried out to him, "Save us!" So God raised up Ehud to save them.
The Israelites sent Ehud to the king of Moab, who was a very fat man. Ehud had a double-edged sword hidden under his clothes. He said, "I have a secret message for you." The king dismissed all his attendants, so he was alone with Ehud. When the king stood up, Ehud pulled out his sword, and he pushed it into the king's belly. The sword was swallowed up by the king's fat, and Ehud couldn't even pull it back out. He escaped down the porch, locking the doors of the room behind him. When the king's servants came in, the door was locked, and they thought he was using the bathroom. They waited, but the king never opened the door. The servants got worried, so they unlocked the door and found their king dead on the floor.
When Ehud escaped, he blew a ram's horn, and he became the Israelites' leader. "God will help us defeat our enemies, the Moabites," Ehud told them. So the Israelites battled the Moabites and took control over them. There was peace in the land for 80 years. When Ehud died, the Israelites forgot God again. They turned away from him. When they remembered how good they had it when they loved and obeyed God, they cried out to him, "Save us!" God sent a third judge, Shamgar, to save them.
God made a covenant with his people, calling them to be faithful to him. When the people did not have a strong leader, their faith failed and they forgot God. God used the judges to show the people that they needed a faithful king to lead them. Ehud saved the people from the consequences of their sin, but not the cause of it. God's plan was to one day send a true deliverer, Jesus, his son, to be the king of his people. And Jesus would save the people from sin forever.
Around and around and around and around. Did you notice the cycle of sin the Israelites were in? It looked like this. First, they forgot about God. Second, they were taken over by an enemy king. Third, they asked God to save them. Fourth, God sent a judge to lead them. Then things went pretty well, until the judge died, that is. Then the cycle started all over again, around and around and around and around.